Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Houston Kilby YouTube channel. Let's get to it.
He knows that I'm coming for him. I just can't rest till I find that raven black stallion who wears no man's brand.
Hey guys, what's going on? I thought I'd show you guys my 1966 Pontiac Tempest. It is a four-door car. I've had this car all through high school. I got it when I was 14 from my grandma and been working on it ever since. But I started out, I had a 350 in it that me and my dad had put in, and we ended up putting a set of aluminum heads and stuff like that on it, and it was a good running motor. It got me all through high school, and through high school, I didn't have much money. I just had to mow yards and do everything I possibly could to make money to be able to have this car and to be able to drive it. And I drove it every day, and it worked out really good. But once I got to college, I finally got me a pretty decent little job, and I told Dad, I was like, you know what, let's LS swap it. And he was like, I don't know, man. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that. So I've never done any electronic fuel injection before. He was like, it's gonna be a new thing for all of us. And I was like, you know what, I think we can do it, so let's go after it. And we had a few electrical issues in the car originally, and all the stock wiring harness and stock wiring was still in it, and I just kept having issues with it. So I was like, you know what, before we do any of that, let's go ahead and fix all the wiring issues, rewire the car, and then make sure everything works, and then let's get into it. So that's what we did, and fix those issues. And I thought I'd show you guys a comparison of the balancer bolt between the LS motor and my 350. Pretty impressive. But here we go. Got the LS motor, and I found it on carpart.com, and it's about where it was in a junkyard. It was in a Silverado truck, 2003, I believe. And we drove, and we got to the junkyard, and it was a 6.0, and we went through it, did a compression test on it, and everything looked good to go. Turned the motor over, everything sounded good and looked good. So brought the motor home, I cleaned it up, took the top end off of it just to be sure, and I ended up calling up Texas Speed, and I put a Tsunami cam in it, and they sent me rocker arm bearings and push rods and the cam, of course, and a new timing chain. And those guys was really knowledgeable. I mean, they knew everything I needed. Put all that stuff in there, had no issues. It went together really easily. I think I had one question about the timing chain slack, and Texas Speed, they knew every answer, and they took care of me really quick. But anyways, I was wanting to do a dress-up kit on the motor, and everything at the time, and this is about going on 6 years ago now, and everything at the time it was either too expensive or it just didn't look right. So I decided to make my own covers, and I just made my own templates, and started bending some stuff out of sheet metal, and finally came up with this design here. And I thought it looked really good on the intake, and it took me a little bit to kind of figure out something for the cool packs. The LS motors, as a lot of you guys know, it's kind of hard to make the coil packs and the valve covers kind of look good together. And I know now they got a bunch of new stuff out, it looks really good, but I had to make my own stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own. And that's what I did. So I finally came up with something pretty neat. Come up here in a minute and you'll be able to see it. But in the picture here, you can just see everything's kind of getting cleaned up, getting polished up before it goes back in the car. And the motor's starting to look really nice. It's coming along really good, and I'm getting really excited right here about getting it finally buttoned up in the car. Here you can see the cool covers that I made. The covers that I made are just made out of some sheet metal my dad had, and I thought they turned out really nice. Here you can kind of see both of them together there. And I had some really good positive comments on them, but I also had some really negative ones on it. But I like it a lot, and I kept it on there. The main issue I actually had with this project was the oil pan. So the stock oil pan that comes on the truck motors, the the pickup sump is too deep on them, so it'll actually kind of drag the ground if you ain't careful. So was either going to have to chop that off and cut some other pieces up, and it was just the truck pan wasn't going to work. And at the time, there was really only 2 or 3 pans you could buy, and this one was going to get us the closest. So I ended up having to go with the Holly pan, and I still end up having to trim on it to clear my steering arms and stuff, but it turned out all right. That was just the most complicated part about it. But here you can see the covers are all painted up, and I really like it. I think it really turns out really nice. And to this day, I've yet to see anybody build anything like that as a cover. I just think it looks pretty wicked. But that's my dad's motor in the background there. But here we go. We got the transmission bolted up to it. It's just a turbo 350. One of my good friends built it for me and did a really awesome job to it, and haven't had any issues the whole entire time I've had it. But we're getting it put in the car now, and we've got everything covered up with towels and stuff, trying to keep from scratching anything. And we're getting really excited right here. Here's all the covers on it, and I just think it looks kind of wicked sitting back in there. It just looks really mean, and it's got my name all over it. But here we go. We're getting into the EFI section of it. I ended up going with the Fast XIM system. At the time, there really wasn't information I understood about the stock ECUs that came on these motors, and I just wasn't that knowledgeable about it. So what I ended up doing was I went with this system. It was so simple. You just plugged it in and hooked it up to your battery and hooked it up to your starter switch. That was it. I mean, super simple. The Fast guys really knocked it out of the park on that. Now, I know it looks really complicated right here where I end up putting the ECU at, but guys, everything was labeled, everything was really nice and neat, and it worked out nice. Here's one of the old videos that I found in my archives. I was really excited to find this. This was just when everything just got wired up, and it's getting really close to getting started up right in here. There's the glove box that I made for it to be able to mount my ECU and my Easy EFI. But it's coming along really nice right here. We're getting really close to getting to turn that key. There's the badge that my dad made for me to go on it. He bead rolled it out for me, and it really sets it off nice. It's got the Pontiac emblem and the Chevrolet emblem entwined together. And oh man, just a super excited moment right here getting this bad boy started up. And it's super rich right here. You'll see a little bit of black smoke coming out. And there you go. Yeah, listen to them bald eagles. And it was puffing out the black smoke. As soon as I got it started, it was so rich, it was insane. But finally got it leaned out a little bit, and right here we're just trying to get it detailed and stuff. We went to this Pontiac's in Pigeon Forge. I'm from Tennessee, and Pigeon Forge is about 2 hours away from where I live. So I mean, literally got the car put together and going to drive 2 hours away with it in 3 deep traffic. And man, was really excited about it. I mean, I was super pumped. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and we did it.
Doing a little bit of tuning. Traffic, just cruising 3 deep.
And here we are coming out of the show and stuff. It was really packed here, and I wish I'd done a video coming in. You can just barely see any Pontiacs here, but man, when we got there, it was super packed, and my camera was dead and wasn't able to take a video until we left. But it was a really fun show, and I really recommend it for any Pontiac guys to go to Pontiac's and Pigeon Forge. It's a lot of fun. They do a cruise at the end of the deal, and it was really cool. A lot of older guys there and stuff came up to me. I was the youngest person there with a the 66 Pontiac, and as far as I know, I had the only 4-door Tempest there. That's kind of cool. But and I do drive the car all the time. I mean, I take it everywhere, and I drove it every day for a really long time and still got it. But hope you guys enjoyed. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know. I've also got another project going on right now. I am building a 66 GTO Pontiac, and it's a pro street car. I did a complete full chrome moly tube chassis in it and stuff myself, and building everything in-house, and thinking about doing a build video in it. And if you guys be interested in it, let me know. Till then, have a good one, guys.